Michael Oot.
That's right. I'm here.
We're doing this shit.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Do you have a name for this podcast?
No, we don't have a name yet. So we gotta think. We gotta have.
I don't. Yeah.
We gotta think of some we need to find someone creative.
Yeah.
That can think of that kind of shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to come up. It would hit me like driving on the highway in the morning or something,
Right?
and with no way to write it down. And then by the time I got to work or something, I'd forget about it.
Yeah. Like I was thinking how not to get canceled, and just talk about the worst shit you possibly could talk about. Immediately start the podcast about pedophilia or something.
I'm not the person. Yeah. You gotta go get Jared Fogle or something to start your podcast for pedophilia. Someone like that.
Mark Norman had a skit where he was saying how man, I really feel bad for pedophiles these days. I just feel terrible for them. Kids are too kids are rough. Kids are tougher these days.
I don't know if I've seen that skit by him.
God.
He's funny though.
It's fucking hilarious.
There was one I can't remember it now, but I was watching with him and it came up on my Instagram.
Dude,
it was
ridiculous. Funny. It's just fucking nonstop.
Yeah, he's good. I'm trying to think. I know he came to Syracuse, but I didn't have a chance to go see him.
I saw him
but I'm sure he'll come back.
Yeah,
'cause he's just not big enough yet to.
Well, he was on fucking Rogan, and they asked him. They said if you could it was him. They do this park save the parks or some shit, and they were if you could bomb any place in the world. Any place, what would it be? And Mark Norman said Syracuse.
Really?
What the fuck?
I wonder, something about comedians that come to Syracuse, because that dude, Pete Davidson didn't like Syracuse either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna. It's not like it's the. I mean, if you're coming here and you're staying in a hotel,
well,
it's not like there's a whole lot to do.
Well, there isn't, but
if you're coming from New York City or DC or something.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. What are you looking to do?
I don't know. I guess it's
I would imagine it'd be a crowd thing, right? How's the crowd?
I wonder if
that's
it's
what I would say a comedian would judge.
Yeah, but I mean, every show I've ever been to for comedy has been pretty good.
They're dying.
Yeah,
they're fucking. Ron White likes it here. Ron White talks about upstate New York. He likes it.
Yeah, he was talking about too. So when we saw him, his mom had just passed away, so he was like, "I'm really just thankful that you guys are here and I'm here."
Jesus.
And no, he got really not too sentimental, but he was really thankful for the crowd.
Yeah.
But he did kind of mention how much he liked coming up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He talks about how he likes it. It's funny, I was thinking about shit to talk about, and I was well, all I fucking ever do, the only news sources I ever have are podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's it can't just be regurgitative podcasts.
Where do I get my? I don't know. Where do I get my news? I mean, really, I don't even I'm not really a Fox News guy, but I just like the way their website's set up for news. I don't really read it, but it does tell me what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But then, just Syracuse.com, but I can't read any of their articles either.
Because you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of always just know the gist of the situation. Never the actual facts.
Yeah, right.
Just the main headline.
Just the fucking headline.
I try to read it real quick before it tells me I can't,
Yeah, but then what do they call that? Clickbait or whatever? They'll say police officer guns down man, minority man in a gas station, and they come to find out he had a bomb strapped to his chest or some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
It was one. It was a lot of the. Eventually, they started making the COVID ones behind the paywall, and it's well, that's kind of health. I should have to pay for or
health
even
report.
or the restaurant stuff when they're talking about roaches and stuff in restaurants. That's behind a paywall, and I'm that should be public knowledge. That's kind of
health services.
Yeah, I guess I could go through their website, but on a dog of health probably. But I don't like that. That's behind a paywall. It should be, they should be making that accessible for the people.
I would imagine.
That's what all that work's about.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. A lot of stuff is paid for now.
Yeah, just make subscriber content should be oh, we went out and checked this restaurant. How was it? You know, and then you can talk about how great this one spot was, not stuff that we should need to know about.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you should be doing it for free. You got to pay your people, but
Yeah, but they do all the ads and shit. So it's like you think ads would like
Oh my
take
God,
care of
yeah.
all that.
It's
there's
fucking
ads.
well.
There's ads everywhere. So
Yeah.
it's like, if we want the fucking news, it's like just give us the news. Like
Half the time I'm trying to click.
Yeah.
I'm accidentally clicking on an article and taking it somewhere.
Right. Yeah, I don't really like. It's like news sources are like they're all comedians, so it's all bullshit. It's all and it's all like twisted in some like weird agendized
that's
way.
The thing too is there's so many different sources.
Yeah.
That like each source can have a different spin on it, and now it's like it's not like really a news story anymore. Sometimes they slip in like opinionated words. Like
right.
I don't have a good example now, but it'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah, something to like turn the direction.
He should be doing this or something like a should in there, and it's like, well, that's not really a fact. That's kind of somebody's opinion.
That's right.
But it's only like one word in a paragraph.
Yeah.
But it changes the whole dynamic of it. Like, I don't know. It's really weird, and they do it for both sides. But I'm like, that's like not how it should be. It should be just tell me what happened,
right?
Without anything behind
unbiased.
It. Yeah.
And I don't even know if that's humanly possible to be completely unbiased. I've never like met an unbiased human.
No,
because we attach emotion to everything, right? So it's like whatever our past and our present situation is like attached to the story.
So there's certain jobs though that you should be taking. I mean, to the best of your ability. Obviously, you're gonna. I mean, look at like sportscasters is a very politically based way of looking at it. Is even though they went to that college, when they're calling that game, they shouldn't be calling it for the team.
That's right. That's right.
It'd be the same idea for reporters.
Some are like some sportscasters are pretty solid, where like you don't really know, right? Like you wouldn't know like, oh, he was at Dallas, like Tony Romo.
Right.
Like you don't know that he played for Dallas. Like you're just keeping it real. Like holy shit, did you see that fucking pass?
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Just unbiased, like just
But now news is so polarizing, and there's no like real newscasters anymore. That like, it's always just like opinionated stuff. Kind of throws everything out of the way.
And what's fucked up though is like, and if they are like considered a like reliable source, they're right wing. It's like well why
I don't know.
Why
I don't
is
know
that
about
like
that.
well like on the Hill, like all these other things, it's at least for my demographic.
I think they're both
fucked.
They're both guilty of doing the same
100%.
thing. I don't think
100%.
like it's also like what news they report, So
and there's always a twist.
You go to Fox News and you go to CNN on the same news day, and they're going to be two different topics.
Yeah, one leading towards theirs and one leading towards theirs.
Well, they might not even be talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Trump's conviction thing.
Oh yeah.
They might.
Trump's on the list.
They'll both have that on there, but like there might be a day where something happened, and they won't even be talking about that, where it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. Yeah, news is. Where else are you supposed to go?
You can't, right?
It's all
you just can't. So it's like so then you naturally.
Oh, I parked in the driveway. Is that?
Oh yeah. Okay. So then you just naturally will. We all have a lean, right?
Right.
Like we all lean. So then we'll naturally lean towards, oh, I like their news. I like the way they do it. I like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But what we're really saying is I like how they twist the story. They twist the story more towards what my bend would be.
Right.
Right. Instead of just someone that's just fucking like black and white. Like this is what happened.
Well, but that's like the old Walter Cronkite, man. He used to be for everybody because he was like, I mean, obviously he had feelings one way because like when Kennedy died, he was crying on TV. That was like the big famous thing. But
fucking that.
He still was everybody's newscaster, and he was tried to keep it. I think. Then again, nobody was trying to kill each other like they were today. So I don't know.
I heard someone say like we are the most divided that we've ever been, like in the history of our country.
Oh, I think that's true.
And I heard it was someone, I don't even know who it was, maybe like Shane Gill or something. He's like, we had a civil war.
Yeah.
like there was a civil war.
So I guess we've
been like we're gonna be okay. Right?
Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
I guess that's a good point.
We had a fucking civil war. I'm pretty sure we were more divided at one point.
Well, I was thinking more. That's obviously true. Right. It's a war.
Yeah.
So, and they actually succeeded. But the way I see it is like I mean, so you're talking about a 50-50 split in the Senate. There's like 7, the difference is like 7 House of Representatives or something.
Yeah.
And then, the popular vote is just a couple percentage points for the president. So it's like, I almost feel like on that standpoint, we are very divided.
Extremely.
And then people within their own party can't even agree.
Yeah.
Because you got the super left side of the Democratic Party, the super right side of the Republican Party.
On both sides.
They can't agree within them internally, so they're divided. So everybody's just got their, it's just, everybody's got a goddamn opinion nowadays. That's part of it too. Like,
right?
How
we should be doing it.
Yeah.
Like what should happen.
Everybody's got a mouthpiece because you got Twitter or whatever it's called now.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, X. Sending an X.
So now it's like, oh, all right, like, I swear too, sometimes they make decisions based on like the top 10 Twitter.
100%.
People people are mad.
Yeah,
and it's freaking
right. Dude, they always.
It's freaking dumb fuck 5717 who they're listening to, and that's who they're basing their policy on or something. Like,
it's true.
We gotta get out ahead of this news.
Well, they talk about how like Google affects polls. Right, like your algorithm. So they find your algorithm and they like plug in your algorithm and even fucking comments. I was hearing Donald Trump like where they'll take your comments and they'll show you the comments that line up with whatever like. So you're not seeing all the comments. Like you're not seeing the full discussion. You're just seeing ones that bend in a certain way.
Also, it's changed on Google where like I don't even have a Twitter account, but like. I'll see what people, how it's always in, when you Google something, it's always there, like the third bar down, there's like the slider.
Yeah.
But ever since Twitter got bought out by Elon Musk, they like either got rid of it for certain Google searches, or like it's not, you don't have the ability, like basically those top 10 idiots don't get their like spot on the bar.
What do you think? What do you think about that crazy fuck, Elon?
I got no problem with the guy, to be honest with you.
He's nuts, man. I think he's cool as fuck.
I got no problem with him. I don't see why people are so hate him. Like, I mean, the whole thing with Twitter was he didn't want to buy it because he was worried that there was like a bunch of fake accounts, which I wonder if that's what it turned out to be, and they never announced it because that was the whole reason why it went into arbitration when he was trying to buy Twitter.
Yeah.
But hey, the guy's obviously some sort of wicked smart genius. So.
And he just fucks with people. Like he posted a picture of Bill. So they made a male pregnant emoji.
Oh yeah.
And he posted a picture of Bill Gates next to the male like pregnant emoji, and it's like doing the same thing. And he goes, "Do you want to lose your erection?"
Oh, geez.
Or some shit like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's stuff that's like. It's like those are like grenades in the
right, like
too.
dunks.
Like,
Rogan calls them dunks. It's like you're just fucking just shitting on somebody. It's like
just trying to get people riled up too.
But like you're like a billionaire. Like you're like the richest man in the world, and you're doing these like. I think it's funny. I think it's fucking funny.
Is they treat Twitter or whatever it's called like. X. Whatever, I'm gonna be calling it Twitter for the rest of this time.
They're tweets. They're not X's.
Yeah, and tweets is such a better term than whatever, because you can't send an X. You gotta, right? So what is it? Is it still called a tweet, even though it's an X?
I don't know what.
I don't either.
I'm not even on it.
I'm not either. But it's in the lexicon now. So it's like, it was so established as Twitter, and then they changed it for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't think it needed rebranding.
It was probably like a fuck you, right?
It had to have been, because there was nothing wrong with it. Like, it's not like tobacco. They had to change the company because it was killing people. But like, they treat it like it's a news source, but it's not. It's just like a little vehicle to like send anything or
like toxic. Sewage.
It's kind of like, and the same thing with like Facebook, is they treat it like it's news. Like, oh well, misinformation on social media, or it's like Russian misinformation. It's like, well, I mean, you shouldn't really be getting your news on there anyway.
On Facebook.
Right.
Right.
Or Twitter.
Yeah, where every human has like the ability to post whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Like,
so
with no filter.
It's kind of like not a news source, but it's not. So maybe and then it's like people also shouldn't be freely I shouldn't be able to start up like a faction of can I say this online? Like a faction of like Al Qaeda or something. You know what I mean? Like via online, via Twitter. So that should be regulated.
They're on Twitter. Al Qaeda's on Twitter. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but how much? See, that's my point though. How much do you regulate it? Like
where's the line?
Is it really free speech? Because I don't know. Like that's really weird.
Yeah, where's the line?
And I think that's where I think people get upset with Elon Musk though. But I don't really see what the big deal is. He's kind of more for. People should be able to say whatever they want.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a big reason why he bought it. Was just to be like, fuck you. Like we need to be able to speak.
Yeah, I think because
just say.
I think because they basically kicked Trump off.
Yeah.
Which I got no problem with that either.
To get him on, yeah. Just crazy.
I don't really have a problem with that either, kicking Trump out, because again.
Really?
It's just a business. It's not really
true, right. That is true. Kick whatever that you own it.
It's not
like what you're saying.
He didn't go to jail. It's not so your free speech isn't really impinged on. You just can't use that platform because it violated their rules.
Yeah, that's Chuck's platform.
Right.
So it's like I don't like you saying that shit. So get the fuck out.
So that's kind of why I was like, I don't really. I mean, that's why again I'm like Elon Musk wants it to be more open, which I guess is cool, but. Then it's like the dark web and stuff. You get involved with some the shady parts of the web.
Right. Weird shit. Watch people get killed and fucking just gnarly shit on the dark.
Well, it's kind of like same thing. I was talking to my coworker. We were driving back in the car from a job site, and she's like, "Oh, I don't go on Instagram. I just don't. Seems very seedy but she didn't use seedy, but like." It just doesn't seem like anything good comes out of it. And I was like, well, I actually follow a lot of like, I could follow the Native Plant Trust or the Wetland Institute or something.
Where they're posting good information.
Yeah, or like chefs, good chefs. You can learn recipes.
Yeah.
So like there's like a really good side of it.
There is.
An educational part of it, or even, a nice social aspect of it.
Yeah.
Then there's like, the dark side.
Tits and bullshit.
Stuff
there's shit on there now where like women have like figured out how to like show their tits. So what they'll do is they'll have like a baby, like a fake baby, breastfeeding, so they can pull their tits out and be able to have the fake baby breastfeeding, and they're all like dolled up and shit, and they're all like makeuped up and everything. And
I did not know that.
But then some women are doing it with like real babies.
Oh.
Like they'll be like all looking like a model and they'll pull their titties out and they'll fucking have a baby on their tit.
They let it happen? That's kind of crazy.
Because it's breastfeeding. So they consider it like educational.
Oh, I don't know.
They say like we support breastfeeding.
Oh.
So they like found the loophole.
It's an interesting campaign.
Right?
I guess
it's nuts, man. It's like,
that's all I mean
it's nutty. It's nutty. But it's there. It's on my fucking I don't really do Instagram. Like I have at least one Instagram that I don't really go on. But my search, like you would think I'm a fucking creep.
Well, I was gonna say this.
I click on search and it's like, what the fuck am I searching for?
I could look at informational shit all day.
Yeah.
And I'll get like one video clip that's related to it.
Of some girl bending over.
For some reason, I'm looking at a girl I'm like, oh, this girl's a good-looking girl.
Yeah.
And I look at that for more than 25 seconds. Yeah. It's like. My algorithm just floods with that.
Done.
It's like
it's done. All you now.
None of the other stuff, the educational stuff. Yeah. It's like, why isn't my algorithm hitting that? So then I'll be like sitting next to Jules showing her a video, and then something will come up. She's like, what the hell are you looking at? I'm not looking at that much. I got to be careful with what I look at on this thing.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's just the algorithm is fucked. I heard that in China so TikTok, obviously a Chinese company or whatever, all that shit.
Right, yeah.
I heard, I don't know how true it is, I've never fact checked it, but it shuts off at 10 o'clock. Like the kid, like you can't go on TikTok after 10. And all the algorithms is like geometry and architecture.
Oh, really?
And it's all these like super like.
So it's basically like, so at nighttime it's the good stuff. No,
forever. Like that's all their algorithms are. At night it's off. Like you can't go on.
Oh.
Again, I didn't fact check this, but like this is
I was picturing like it's like it's like old TV when they'd have like Call Quest at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Remember that those commercials?
Oh yeah. But no, it's just like they're like pushing education and they're pushing business and entrepreneurship and shit.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome. You go our TikTok, you got fuckers running over watermelons and fucking squeezing oranges and shit and listening to women bite cantaloupes. It's like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
ASMR. They had the kids,
ASMR.
The kids, they got fucking. I hear. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? And it's some woman like just chewing potato chips.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Like that's like. And then their brain, like my son will be in here, and he'll like you just hear the fucking like what are you watching?
Yeah.
And it's just the way that their brain, it's just fucking like 2 seconds, boom, 2 seconds, boom, 3 seconds, boom, 4 seconds, boom, 2 seconds, boom.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I fall into those traps though.
Oh, we all do.
It's like doom scrolling or what they call it. Yeah.
We all do. We fall in that rabbit hole, and then you're like, fuck. Like your shit was supposed to take like 10 minutes. Like you finished shitting like
definitely
20 minutes ago.
Yeah, Jules gives me a hard time about taking too long of a shit.
Yeah, because you're done.
Yeah.
Like you've climaxed. Your shit is done, right? Like it's over. But you're just deep into it now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And nothing that you're at that point, you're really not watching like education
No.
shit. Like you're watching fucking Gordon Ramsay.
No,
like,
you might have had an idea of
cocksucker.
what you're going to listen to or look at, and then you're like, oh, fuck, I'm almost done.
That's right.
Wait, I got to read this article.
Yeah. Fucking funny. Did you ever do karate?
I never did karate. Bri used to do karate back in the day at Wellwood. Like, and I was a kid, and we used to go pick them up. Yeah, they had like I remember there was like a class. I mean, really, he didn't follow it very long, but... So I remember there was like a small period where Bri did karate.
And you go and watch him?
I remember picking him up, and you're watching maybe like the last 10 minutes, which when you're that young, it's like I might as well have been there for like 5 hours. Like, oh, this seems cool. But no, I never really got into karate.
No?
No.
My brother did karate too.
I wonder if it was like it's probably because like, well, you're a little older than me.
Just a few years.
But I would be like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
right? Because they were a little bit older than us.
But there was like Karate Kid, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
I think there was like a little karate era there that we didn't actually tap into. Yeah,
right? We just missed it. We had like Power Rangers and shit.
Yeah, which was kind of karate, but
sort of
wasn't like karate based.
Yeah, because Tommy, right? Remember Tommy? He was the White Ranger or whatever.
Yeah, that got a little. Some of those sagas got a little crazy in that. Like, was it the White Ranger who like morphed? He like. And the Green Ranger, was the White Ranger, the Green Ranger the same? Yeah, I don't remember
Tommy,
that
he
much.
He was white and green.
Yeah, that show was kind of crazy.
It was pretty trippy.
Yeah.
Like when you watch it, it was like, what the fuck?
And it was like the cheesiest, like...
Terrible.
Some Asian shit or something, but it was like American, but it was like very,
super
cheap Asian. Yeah. Because when they were like big and they were...
there was
kicking
these dudes in suits,
and they were like bigger than the city, and they're like just fighting around the city, right?
Yeah.
When they got big.
Yes.
I don't really. I used to be into that show.
I was so into it. I loved it.
But now I'm like, I don't remember anything about it besides just like a couple.
Being super weird.
I do know Bryan Cranston was in that show though. Did you know that? He was one of the.
Really?
He was either a voice or like a bad guy in it or something.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think he was a voice of a bad guy. I don't know if they ever showed his face or whatever, but he was like one of his early like jobs.
Yeah, he was. Wasn't he the dad in Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah, actually, Malcolm in the Middle is a good show.
Right, I remember watching a little bit, but I wasn't like super into
Jules liked it. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid, but I never watched. I was never able to watch a show start to finish back in the day because you had to be like. Yeah. You got to be there on Saturday or Sunday when it comes out
every night, like
or
Monday.
Once a week or whatever, I could never. Yeah, I could never watch them, but now you can stream them online. So we watched. I didn't watch them all, but Jules went through season 1 to whatever.
It was funny.
It's a good show.
Was funny shit.
It's a good show.
His brother was such a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, the kids get weird, but honestly, Bryan Cranston's character in that is the best character. Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he's a funny dude.
Like, there's one where they go, because I don't know if they're in California or what, but they go, where do they go? Burning Man. So they go to Burning Man. I don't know if they go there on purpose or accidentally, because I want to say Hank. So I'm like, Hank. Not Hank, whatever his name is, I think it might be Hank, in Malcolm in the Middle. Oh, no, it's Hal. And they go to, but he's like a straight man. Like, he doesn't realize that he's at Burning Man.
Oh, like he doesn't do drugs and shit?
Right.
Like
so he's just out there cooking like a normal dad. He's got his apron on. He's got his grill. And they're all like, look at the beginning. They're like, look at this guy's show, this setup. It's immaculate. He's
they're
like
tripping their faces out.
Yeah, and they're like, he's so committed to his act because he's like, they think he's just doing that as an act.
Yeah.
For the Burning Man, and it's like he's just taking care of all these trippy guys, and they're like, it was a pretty funny episode, but yeah, they get into some kind of interesting, aspects of life in that show, like. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I remember seeing like
it's a little out there too.
Clips of it. Yeah, I remember it being kind of out there. I remember the little brother being fucking sketchy.
Well, then there's the older brother who's like, supposed to be like he was kind of the normal one.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
He goes to like a boot camp or whatever, and that's funny. The guy who's in boot camp is I don't know, from Seinfeld. I don't know how familiar with Seinfeld, but he's the Kruger. Remember Kruger? Kruger's the one. Thank you. Kruger's the one who does. Is
he the
he does
guy?
Festivus. No, he does Festivus.
Oh yeah,
Kruger.
Yeah, I remember Festivus.
So he's his boss. That's George's boss in Seinfeld. Is the guy who's the drill instructor or whatever in Malcolm in the Middle.
That's
and
funny.
his character is funny too, because he's like wicked serious, and I don't know. It's just like a bunch of kids.
Dude, that fucker, George Costanza. What's his real name?
Jason Alexander.
He was in Young Sheldon.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he played like the.
Did you watch that show?
Oh yeah.
Is it good? I've watched it here and there, like reruns, because it's on syndication.
I have like an affinity for Big Bang, like a Big Bang.
It's okay. Like, it's not my favorite show or anything, but it has its moments.
I think it's one of those shows for me that like for some reason it just fucking clicked.
It's not like the writing on it's what's his name is,
Chuck Lorre.
Yeah, he's like a stalwart, so.
Yeah, he did 2.5 Men.
Yeah,
I wasn't a huge fan of 2.5 Men. Like,
I
also
like that.
haven't even given it a chance.
Oh, 2.5 Men's
that's
funny.
That's the hard part.
The earlier stuff is good.
Yeah, with
maybe
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, as soon as they got rid of him, it kind of was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Why would this guy come and live in your house? It's like it made no sense at the end. It really didn't.
That's funny.
But it's a good show, and I mean, I just. That guy Sheldon used to get on my nerves in the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. His
what character it was. Annoyed me.
I don't know what it was about the show and like why like it connected.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad show. I don't even remember,
but for whatever reason it did. So then Young Sheldon came around and it was like when you're so connected to the Big Bang. It's like, oh, this is. But it was actually like it was a really good show.
Young Sheldon.
Even if you never saw Big Bang.
Yeah, I've seen episodes of it.
It was still like a good show. Like,
well, the dad in it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
His storyline's pretty good. Some of the episodes I've seen. And then you got the grandmother in it is the girl from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Fucking, the hell's her name?
I don't know what her name is in real
Sally
life.
Fields. I don't remember. But yeah, she's great.
I don't know what her name is.
She's like the big. You know who the mom is? The mom is the daughter of what's her name from Roseanne? The aunt, not Darlene.
I never really watched Roseanne. I'm like the only one who was like.
I wasn't. I was sort of like it was funny.
I don't know. What's her name got on my nerves?
Roseanne.
Yeah. This is driving me nuts.
That boy.
It killed me.
Yo, I
still like try to watch it, and I'm like,
dude, they fucked her over, man. So
I remember when that happened. They made her
a fucking drug addict that OD'd. That's how they like went on to the next
for the reboot
because they
or
kicked
whatever?
her off because she was whatever. I don't even remember. It was something racially, I'm sure.
I know what she did. She said she called somebody who was like an advisor to Obama. I think it was a black lady, and basically she compared her to a gorilla on Twitter or something, and
that'll do it.
It was kind of like. You're gone. It was
that'll do it.
It was basically like the guillotine because it was like 3 days later she was written off the show.
Yep. And then they made her a fucking drug addict that like was stealing fucking like had like a drug dealer and everything, like stealing like opiates and shit and OD'd.
Are you serious?
Damn, yeah. I was like, yo, that's fucking cold. This woman made this show.
That's pretty funny.
Like, without Roseanne, there's no Connors, and like she said a stupid comment, which whatever, like that's fucked up. Like, don't do that. You're a public figure. Like you need to know better than fucking.
Yeah, for real.
That's just fucked up. That's super offensive. But holy shit. Like, what's, like, the most embarrassing, shameful way we can get her off of this show?
Right.
Like, let's make her a fucking drug addict.
You got Charlie Sheen's was a pretty his end storyline was crazy.
What'd they do to him?
So like basically, they had him die in the show, but then they like the very very last episode, they made it like him to be alive, or something. So then like they were moving his piano, by a helicopter for some reason in the show. I can't remember why. But then, like, Charlie's character goes up to ring the doorbell to his house, but his brother was living in it, and with that guy, who was Ashton Kutcher's character.
Yeah.
And the piano falls on his head.
And kills him?
And kills him, I guess would be a second time. And then they pan out of the camera, and then there's Chuck Lorre is sitting in the director chair, and he turns around and says, "Winning."
Oh my god, that's fucked up. Yeah. That's how the show ends?
Yeah, that's the end of the show.
Like,
it's
fuck
very
you,
end of
Charlie
2.5
Sheen.
Men. Yeah, because there was that whole thing with him going out of the show. That all happened at the, they had to write him off.
Yeah.
Because he was like, had the greatest interview ever, in my opinion.
Yes.
That interview
he was all tweaked out and
dude,
shit.
that was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Super
I've ever
tweaked
seen.
Out. Yeah.
Like, dude, when she's like, "Are there drugs in the house?" And he's like, "Ooh, are there drugs in the house? What? What's gonna happen? They gonna kill me? Where are they? If they are, let me find them. I'm gonna do them right now. Ooh, drugs are bad. Ooh, or whatever." And the girl's like, "You don't think it's bad?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I used to do 7-gram rocks every day or something." Like, we're good. I can't remember the whole thing, but it's funny.
My buddy, I won't use his name, I guess, but my buddy, he said that he went to he like had rehab or something, and like AA or something with court. I think it was an AA meeting, and he was with Charlie Sheen, and he didn't know who Charlie Sheen was. Like, I mean, this guy really isn't a liar, so I sort of believe him, I guess. Yeah. But he didn't know who the fuck he was, and so right after the AA meeting, Charlie Sheen was like, "Hey, let's go get a drink." So he like hung out like the whole fucking day with Charlie Sheen, just going from like bar to bar and like fucking cool. Doing coke and just fucking drinking and just partying. And then he didn't know who the fuck he was until like everyone knew him. Then all of a sudden he goes to these bars and shit, and he's like, "What the fuck?
Who is this guy?
Like this is fucking Charlie Sheen." Nicky.
Oh, so yeah, that's
right?
That's a story.
Yeah.
Where was he?
He was in California, I think.
Was he out there for rehab?
Yeah. Well, he was living in California. And
Oh.
he got arrested for something, and he had to go to the classes or whatever. And he was in there, and there was this guy. He said he was kind of a douchebag, but then like they started talking, and he's like, "Hey, let's go." And he got in their Porsche or something. He's like, "Jesus Christ, fucker's got a Porsche."
Yeah.
And
What
shit. What the fuck do you do? And then like everyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck, are you like famous?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm like a Charlie Sheen."
I wonder how that's like either. I mean, I don't want to be like, are you offended because you don't know who I am, or you're like, finally someone just doesn't know who I am?
Like Nick was saying that like he liked, like he didn't know who the fuck he was, so like he was just like jiving with him.
Yeah, you could be like, whatever. You're not trying to get an autograph. Or
didn't give a fuck, like someone to party with and have fun with, and he really liked him. He thought that Charlie was cool.
I'm sure he's not. Honestly, I feel like his brother Emilio Estevez, like he seems like a good guy.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Mighty
sure
Ducks.
Charlie Sheen's probably a nutcase. Just in general,
right?
But like, he's probably not a bad guy.
Fame fucks with people, right? Like fame and money and power and all that shit. Like I don't know, like it can really.
Yeah.
You got to be really. I don't know. Like there's, I don't know what that would be like, to just, excuse me, like have.
I'd just be more annoyed if like I was getting bugged all the time.
Right.
I don't know. Like that would bother me. If I mean, I'm not obviously that cool. Can't really complain that much, But, I would just be like, if I can't leave my house and like go to the store, without being like bugged off, like paparazzi following people around. That sounds so ridiculous. When actors punch them back, I'm like, good,
right? Like you sort of get it,
and it's like they talk about the autographs where. Like, they're just getting autographs to go sell.
Yeah.
So
they're not even using them for themselves.
Like, I know, like, Bob Weir was like, one time, was like, all right, I read something where there were, I don't know how big of a following he has for, paid, autographs to sell or whatever, paparazzi.
Yeah.
But I guess he was like, all right, if you could sing the first verse to, or
either
the first or second. the 2 verses of Sugar Magnolia, I'll autograph this for you or something.
That's cool though.
I don't know what ever happened with it.
Because then it would show that they're actually a fan and they know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the way it sounded like he was just fucking with them too.
Yeah.
Like he knew that, just because they're always bugging him. I guess I don't know. I think it was the. So for Rat Dog, there was the saxophonist. He's got these like on his website. I don't know what it was. Like if he was trying to keep it going, but there's like 10 things where it was like tweets from the road or something, and it was little stories about Bob Weir. Some of them were like, I remember the first time I got like my first paycheck and I threw my first party and we were in LA and I invited Bob, and as soon as Bob showed up, the cops came and broke up the party, and he was like, well, congratulations on being a rock star. I guess that was his response, like little stuff that he would say. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I couldn't see Bob Weir really digging like heavy fame, right? I feel like there's a part of all of us that like likes to be liked, but like I couldn't really see him like really like thriving in a famous.
I think he's pretty
Well, he's extremely famous.
I don't think he can really go a lot of. I don't want to say he can go a lot of places. Like
people are gonna know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, like if you're on tour, like he.
Yeah, but I
probably can't really leave his hotel room that much. But I think he's comfortable not leaving his hotel room.
But I couldn't see him being like.
But he's also 70
like
now.
a Kanye West, right? Like someone that like thrives in that like spotlight, right?
No.
Like he's more like an artist.
Well, yeah,
I mean, they're like artists,
right?
Right. It's like look at.
He's also got a fan base that, for the most part, can respect that too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more about what they're creating than the creator.
The guy who... Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, the guy who I wonder about that is Billy Strings, because he's 31 maybe now, 30, 31. And he's got a couple Grammys, but now he's got
Did he get Grammys?
Yeah, he's won a couple
for
Grammys.
Bluegrass or some shit?
Yeah, he won, not this past season, but he won, I think he might have 2 Grammys.
Dust in a fucking baggie.
I think...
That's crazy.
I don't know if it was that album that won, though. That was one of his first songs.
I just remember that video, like him sitting on the couch, just fucking dusting a baggie.
Well, that's too. He's in the the real YouTube age or whatever.
Yeah, Vines and shit.
But, his following's got to be a little bit crazy at the moment.
A little eclectic.
Well, I'm saying the crowd and just going for autographs.
Yeah,
back to the fame thing. He rose pretty fast.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I could see it really. I don't know, because it seems like it hits people, right? And you can. I think you would imagine you could tell. Fame is gonna fuck this person, right?
Some people,
or
I'm sure it
fame
does.
is they don't give a fuck, right? You can look at some people where it's whatever, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
because they already have their character, right?
They look at SNL, Adam Sandler, and then you got Chris Farley. It's two opposite sides of that.
For real,
it's
fucked it. Well, because something with comedians. Now that I've just been listening to so many podcasts and
I think they're generally troubled people.
They're very insecure, super troubled, want to be liked, something about their childhood.
It's kind of like writers.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just because you got to be so observant sometimes that they are always picking up on everything, so they pick up on feelings really easily, or you know what I mean. So yeah. I think it's easy for them to get down because they're always. I think comedians are some of the most observant people out there.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah.
To come up with that fucking,
right.
To come up with those bits, and then be able to create. But then there's there's the creating, right?
Right.
You have to be super creative, like a Tony Hinchcliffe, just fucking genius, right? Or even old school guys, Phil Hartman, whatever. And then then you have the creation of it all, but then you have the performance of it all.
Right.
Right? So now the whole reason why you're creating all this is to make all these people laugh. So your one purpose, your main purpose in life is to make people laugh. And it's fuck.
That's a lot of
that's torture.
Right.
Right? Imagine that's your whole fucking mentality and mindset. All I want to do is make people laugh. And it's fuck.
Yeah.
Your whole value is hinged on other people's opinion of your content.
Well, plus you hear about, obviously because you listen to other podcasts about comedians, about all the, to get good, you got to spend a gazillion hours in a nightclub,
dude.
You know,
but I never
constantly writing
never
and honing your
that.
jokes.
I never realized. I used to think these fuckers would just get up there and just fuck around.
No,
dude, they're spending fucking months.
Yeah,
like, and they go up there with their notebook at like 1
I
o'clock
think there's.
in the morning.
I'm sure some comedians work on it more than others. Some probably comes natural to them. But a lot of times, it's a practice bit because if they're going on tour, they tell the same joke. Yeah, they're on the same.
Yeah, they're all getting set up. Like I hear like Rogan. I get tired of a lot of Rogan stuff because it's not that I'm tired. It's just because it's like when he has comedians on, they're always like talking about like the history of comedy and like all these guys and what they did and all that. And you hear it once, you've heard it a fucking 100 times. So it's like, okay, like I get it. But like I never realized like the amount of fucking like Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, Chris Rock. Like Chris Rock would just like show up at like 1 a.m. at like the Comedy Store in California or whatever.
Yeah.
And like no one's in there anymore, right? No one even knew Chris Rock was gonna be there.
Right.
And he would just go on for like an hour.
Like nowadays?
No, when he was just starting.
Right?
Oh,
okay.
And then they would fucking just go over their bit.
Right.
Right? And then they go home and they come back on a Wednesday night and do it again.
Well, it's kind of like, you ever watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Seinfeld?
Yeah.
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 And they talk about stuff like that a lot.
Right,
because a lot of...
it's their sphere.
That's also, I feel like Seinfeld's super into like, tell me about how you got started.
Yes.
Tell me about a time you bombed or something.
They're all about like bombing.
He likes to know that, yeah.
Because they've all been there, and like Seinfeld,
right.
I feel it might be like, he's like top 5, I would imagine, of like comedians respecting comedians.
Yeah.
It seems like Seinfeld is like up there with Pryor.
He takes it.
Kinnison.
He takes that club like wicked serious too. He's like, comedy's the only thing in life.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, Jerry. I agree with you, but like, there's, you got to be like, it's almost like if this guy's not funny, take him out back, chop his head off or something.
We're not all funny.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Jeez, take it easy, man. Like just because I can't make this room laugh doesn't mean I'm got nothing to contribute to society.
Right. Like what the fuck?
He gets pretty serious about it.
He does. Like it's his fucking life.
Yeah, right.
A lot of these guys, like they're just, I don't know.
Well, that's what that's kind of back to that though. Like that's why I like Conan and Conan's podcast. Or like Conan really knows a ton about comedy, and you can kind of tell his comedy background. He was really into like British comedy more than anything else. So like, which kind of all of his skits and kind of more of his physical humor.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
like, that's funny. Like,
but when he gets comedians on his podcast, which is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
Yeah,
it's pretty good because he's pretty good with Bill Burr. He gets Bill Burr on there, and
Bill Burr
him and Bill Burr are really good together. I don't know if it's because they're both from Massachusetts. They're both Irish. I don't know. They can like relate or something, but because he gets him, some of the best clips of Bill Burr are him on Conan's show. Yeah. And Conan like sets him up perfectly or something. I don't know how much they practice that interaction or whatever, but it's like kind of same thing though. But yeah, when you listen to comedians' podcasts, certain ones, it's like you get into their history and it's pretty interesting.
It's super interesting.
You learn who they influenced them and people who they respect. So you're like, oh, I would have never thought you would have been a fan of them.
Right.
Or,
Yeah, I was just hearing something that fucking really kind of tweaked my giblets a little bit was, I guess, now this is coming from comedians, so I'm not just fucking spreading gossip. There are other professional comedians saying this, that I guess fucking like Robin Williams used to like fucking steal a ton of material.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he would take material. Like I guess it was like a really, especially before the internet, like guys would just like fucking take bits. Like they would like take shit from other comedians, and like there wasn't ever like a.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Like music, you can just fucking, like I wrote that song. Like that sounds just like my song, right? Movies, books, right? Like you plagiarized. But I guess in comedy, like it's
like
just,
who said that?
Rogan.
Oh, but other Rogan saying
Joe
that.
Rogan was talking.
He heard it from other comedians.
Like it was like public knowledge. Like Joe Rogan was on with
like
Hayden Williams, I think.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
You know. The dude from he was in Dumb and Dumber. He was the cop.
Oh, Harlan.
Harlan.
He's on the Harlan Highway or something. Was his thing?
Or something. It was either him or some other comedian or something, and like just.
I'd be interested about that.
Like, what the fuck? Like Robin Williams, and I guess like because he just had this like drive to like win.
Well, I mean, Robin Williams though wasn't like your normal comedian either, though. He was an act.
Yeah.
Like
a
like, physical act
like Jim
was
Carrey
part of it. Yeah.
Fucking Andy Kaufman or whatever.
Right, or just like just it's mine. I think maybe that's true. I don't know, but I also feel like a lot of his stuff is just improvised shit too. Like,
sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just fucking. It's bizarre.
I'd be curious what capacity that was too.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure you can Google it.
Yeah.
And like listen to like other comedians talk about it and shit. But all right, so mushrooms.
Oh.
Psilocybin.
Yeah. What about it?
So have you heard of the fucking stoned ape theory?
Yes, I have. What's my opinion on it, or what you can say?
Yeah, like all right, even like broader. Let's talk about the stoned ape theory, but also like mushrooms or LSD. Psilocybin. Whether natural through mushrooms or fucking whatever synthetic. Like the positive. Because I feel like when people think of mushrooms, people think of psilocybin, think of all that. It's a party drug, right? Like that's like the mindset.
Yeah,
it's like a
I
party
think that's
drug,
changing.
Get fucked up, like go to a festival, trip your face up and all that kind of shit.
I think that was more of the train of thought, like when we were younger.
We were kids.
I don't know if it's because of the '90s era.
Yeah.
Was kind of generation. The generation nowadays, younger people or. Yeah. Might not just be younger people, but maybe younger people, and then also like people who are in maybe positions of academia or like adults, who are saying like microdosing or something is a good thing.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. Like it's not. It could be, I guess. If you go to like a concert, you take
it's a good time.
An eighth, that it's like, all right.
I hate the budget. Yeah,
it's
like
a
Tyson
party.
Just eat an eighth of fucking 2/8 of fucking half ounce of fucking mushrooms and trip his balls.
Who, Tyson?
Yeah, did you see fucking Tyson, that motherfucker?
I've seen him eat lots of mushrooms on a show or whatever, and it's kind of crazy that I guess he can just handle it.
He can just fucking handle it.
He seems like a person who could.
But I'm hearing and again, because of where my connection to news and my connection to information is so podcast based, right? It's so and I feel like in the podcast sphere, they're all kind of interconnected, and I feel like as time goes by, they're going to be even more. And then I would imagine I don't think it would be far fetched to say that the podcast is almost on its way to become the news. It's this huge trend. But they're all
my mom,
sort of fucking right. There's this weird sphere and influence of podcasters.
It's gonna be. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely something that's probably gonna put out the radio.
Oh, 100%.
But or at least talk radio.
Yeah.
But my mom was saying something the other day. She's like, "Oh, podcasts. What's this thing about podcasts?" Because I was telling her about this. She's like, "Everybody's got a podcast now. They all talk about it. All the news channels she watches.
Yeah. Whenever
they're done with their show, they're they go to do a podcast right afterwards."
Yeah. Yeah, so I got a funny story. We'll get back to fucking mushroom and podcasting. So I wrote Cialis on there. You ever fuck around with any of that? None of it? None of that shit?
Yeah, I don't want to.
None of that shit?
No, I haven't. But I do have a story. I'm not gonna tell it now.
I got a story.
It's not me, but it's just funny.
I got a story. So I've been fucking around with these rhino pills, the gas station pills.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fucking fun.
I'm interested in this story. This is probably going to be funny.
A lot of fucking fun, right? So
what are rhino pills?
So rhino pills, you go to the fucking gas station, there's some, foreign guy behind
it's
the
horny
desk.
goat weed, this old...
It is, I guess so, but probably full of so much weird shit.
Yeah.
But so you take it, right? And the ones that I was taking, they last 3-4 days, right?
Damn.
Yeah. And so what happens is it you get horny as fuck. You just get within an hour, you're ready to fucking just beat someone in the head with your dick. Like you are fucking like everyone's turning you on. Like it doesn't matter. Like you're
that
fucking.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah, you're horny as fuck, right? And then and so I was really enjoying
like
these.
ecstasy.
Right? A little bit.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, right? You get a little bit of a headache, right? So I was really fucking enjoying these rhino pills. But then they stopped working. I was taking them too much.
Yeah, you probably overdid it.
I'm like, fuck, man, right? So
That's
I
how
stopped.
it starts.
Yeah, the fuck, like, because I can't just do anything like once.
Right.
It's like you got to do it fucking over and over and over again. And
Right.
Like I got this stack full of fucking rhino pill fucking things in my collecting my trading cards. But anyway, so I'm at my office. Like I'm like this place where I work, and there's another guy in there. I won't say his name.
Yeah.
And I'm telling him about it, and he goes, "Yo, man, I got Cialis if you fucking need it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, that's like the real shit."
Right.
Because I hear about like Blue Chew and shit, and I actually ordered some Blue Chew. We'll see how it goes.
That's the stuff that's online?
Yeah, that's like the Theo Von shit.
Oh, yeah,
online
okay.
shit.
Hey, there he
Cheek,
is.
you son of a bitch. And so
You're missing a good story.
oh, Cheek, this is a good story.
Oh.
So all right, so he goes, I got some Cialis if you want. And we're in the office, and his girl actually works in the office with him, and so she comes in and she hears our conversation, right? And she's like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?" And so I grab I'm like, "Yeah, man, like I would love some." He's like, "Yeah, let me know if you want some." I'm like, "Fuck, I'll take some. Yeah, I want some.
right.
You know, hook me up." Because these rhino pills, like first of all, I don't know what the fuck's in them. Who knows what it's doing to me.
Yeah, sounds crazy.
Right? You don't fucking know.
It's probably more than just...
And it's your dick,
Yeah,
right?
right.
It's like it's your cock. Like it's not like it's a fucking, like
Anything. It could be burning your liver out. You don't know.
right?
You know?
Right? Well, I'm gonna hurt my dick. So anyway, so he hands me the no. So I say, yeah, no, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, as a matter of fact, he opens up his drawer and he's got a thing full of so she.
Uh-oh, here.
So we're talking about.
You could probably get in on the thing. It's...
No, I'm good. All right. Well, then you can listen to the story. Shut the fuck
Fuck
up.
you.
So
You're on it already. Go look at it. It's right outside. Probably.
oh yeah, that's another. I got that on there. The Maverick. That's the topic of conversation. I want to talk about the
It's
Maverick.
a nice truck.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
a
talk
good
about
truck.
it. We'll talk about it after. So, anyways, so I say, yeah. I definitely want one. He goes, well, as a matter of fact, he pulls them out of the drawer. He's got the fucking pills right in his desk, and he grabs a pill, and he's like, here, and I take the pill, and he's like, but just be careful, and I pop my mouth and I swallow it.
Yeah.
He goes, that's really strong, like. And I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
why
it's
do you want to
gone
take it
now.
right there?
It's gone now, right? So I pop that bitch, right?
Maybe walk
So,
around work
I'm
with
like,
a heart
all
out.
right, whatever. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, right. You're supposed to take it before you're trying to get diggy with it.
Well, whatever. We'll be ready when the time comes. You never know. So I get home.
We're not supposed to have an erection for more than 4 hours. It's on the damn commercial. It's priapism.
Fucking hedonism is what it is. So I get home, right, and the wife, we're just hanging out, and I guess it's not supposed to make you horny. Like I guess that's the deal with it. Like it's
What's
not
the point?
But what it does is when you get horny, you just get hard as a fucking rock. Right.
That's the difference between Cialis and Viagra.
So Viagra gets you horny.
I figured, I don't know, but
Well,
I figured it's just supposed to give you a hard on. I
Well,
thought that was
the
all
rhino pill makes you horny as fuck.
Oh.
Like more horny than you've ever been.
Yeah, that's probably some freaking Indian.
Oh,
they're
it's doing
shipping
some
that drug
shit
in from India.
Like
or
you,
something.
like it changed. Like you can't work. Like you get that. You pop one of them rhinos like around 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You're fucked. You're just fucking like you're like an
I
animal.
could imagine.
You're
Yeah,
just
it's
become
probably some weird-
animalistic. You're ready to fucking.
Some weird under the radar drug that they're bringing in.
Oh yeah.
Because it's only if you can only get it in gas
Stations and I've never
probably
bought
from
it from a white person
Pakistan
ever
or
in my
something.
life. It's always
no
some
rules.
foreign or
Yeah.
some fucking Indian or.
I'm sure you get it from the Bridgeport because
Yeah,
the
I've gotten
fast
it.
track.
I've gotten it
Yeah.
from up there.
They
Yep.
got some weird shit out
Yep,
there.
I got it from up there. So anyways, so I get home and I don't know, like since she's gotten pregnant, I don't know, I've just been horny as fuck, like all the time. And but anyway, so this is where it gets a little interesting. So we're in the kitchen, and the kids are off doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and we're supposed to have someone come pick up our couch. at like 5:30, and I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. Let's go upstairs.
Yeah.
And she goes, fuck, they're coming at 5:30. I'm like, 5:30, I can fucking 3 nuts in a half hour. Like shit, that's plenty of time. Like, half an hour. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we get a lot done.
Tons of time. So we get upstairs, we're doing our thing. And we're like going. All of a sudden, like 10 minutes goes by, and there's a pound on the door, and it's my son, and he goes, they're here.
Yeah.
To pick up the couch.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck, right? So now my dick is hard as a fuck. Like,
oh yeah,
it's like a club, and I'm looking down at this thing, and I look at my wife. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? She goes, you better do something with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do anything. It's not going anywhere. I can't think of anything. Like, it's blood, right? Like, I didn't mentally get myself here. The fucking drugs got me here.
It's some rubber bands.
Fucking hard as a fucking rock. And so all of a sudden, this fucking little Mexican guy comes running up our stairs. They let themselves right in.
Oh, well, he don't care.
So fucking Mexican guy comes running up the stairs. I'm hard as a fucking rock. I'm holding my dick off to the side like this, and he's looking at me.
You caught the wrong part of the story, too.
I'm holding my dick.
Mexican guy.
Mexican Juan. His name was Juan. He goes, I am Juan.
Yeah.
I'm like, Juan.
I want this.
I'm like, Juan.
I want a cock.
Like, Juan, you got to give me a second. You got to. Why do you got to give me a second, Juan? He goes, are you okay? I'm like, you just got to give me a second. So I
Mark
go back
popped
into
the Cialis.
I popped the Cialis, thinking that I had plenty of time, and then the movers
at 2 in the afternoon at work.
Oh, I heard this.
Yeah.
Oh, I told you about it.
Yeah.
But my dick was hard. Yeah. So, so finally.
Big surprise.
Finally, I come back in.
What the hell?
And I was thinking about my grandma, thinking about fucking baseball, whatever the fuck I could think about, and just fucking pushing the dick down.
Thinking about my grandma.
Could have fucking beaten someone with it, right? A hard shit or something, whatever I could think about. And then we bring the couch down. So, if you guys want to take Cialis, just be very aware of your.
Just do with the other 2 hands while I move the couch.
Dude, I was off balanced and shit. I was like, God damn. It was fucking. It was red as a fucking carrot. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Talk about blood flow. But hey, it works.
It's pretty interesting.
But then finally, like that night or whatever, I couldn't fucking come. Finally, we got back to it.
It's probably all that horny goat weed or whatever.
No, because the Cialis, it doesn't only
Rhino
fucking,
pills.
Well, the rhinos are fun, man.
That's why.
But the Cialis, it doesn't only make your dick really hard, is it makes you last longer. It does something where you can't fucking come.
Huh.
So like if like you already kind of struggle like coming, I think it's more for like right?
Pop out too soon.
Hold it in.
Maybe you need Cialis.
30 bite your lip.
Yeah.
You got this. Think about working on the seat.
Right? I'll wire shit in my head.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'll do. I'll wire shit in my head.
I'll look the other way.
Surprised that guy don't get you guys to come even faster. Oh, motors. I love motors.
Yeah, motor. You bite your lip, you look up in the air, you wired a fucking 3-way switch. You're like, fuck. Yeah.
Are you thinking about wiring again, honey? I would never.
Never.
You know I love it, honey. What'd you think about the truck?
The Maverick.
Brand new, baby.
The fucking
It's
Maverick.
the same exact color as my van.
Yeah,
That
it's
same grid.
same thing with my mom.
Yeah,
it's
but
the
that's
same as my
affordable.
mom's.
But it's just not gay.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god, bitch. I want to see you sleep in that thing.
I make it work.
Yeah, right. You sleep in the back. You sleep in the back.
He says I'd make it work.
I don't know about comfortably, but I could sleep in there.
Exactly.
We'd make it work, G. Sierra Nevada. Oh, G, you ready to get fucked up. You guys and your goddamn IPAs.
Yeah, 6 hours over at Laura's mom's. I got that all done.
Oh,
I had
nice.
to go to the city. Big Brian.
Brian wasn't over there
Shit,
helping you out?
who I used to work with at Cooney.
I'll take a
And
cool
then
one.
I stopped at Brian Laura's real quick. I had one beer and then
Oh,
I was like, should I
Shoulda
drive
gave
all the way home?
should have given him a
I was
ride.
like, should I drive all the way? No, they still gotta get in the shower.
Typical.
I was like, should I drive all the way home or just come here? You know?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's a good question. So I said I came here.
Just put the microphone.
So yesterday I stopped down my neighbor's, fucked with his shit for a little while. You see.
Cheek, you're gonna be the reason why this podcast goes viral because you're gonna be saying all sorts of weird shit.
That's right.
Or get DJ on here talking about his freaking home gym for 5 hours.
Pete's next week.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, get them all
Just call
drunk
me
and shit.
cheap. Don't
We
say
even
my-
talk about anything. I thought we were going to talk about native plants and stuff.
Oh, next
but-
week I'm going fucking camping.
You cocksucker. All right, well, this week then. We got to pick a night.
Can't you see I'm burned out?
Everyone just hears the voice of this fucking crazy bastard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put a face to him. Like, who the
Tune in
fuck?
for next week.
That's right. That's Cheek. Cheek's coming next week.
It's this noise from the background. Oh,
Yeah.
my stomach.
Leave the lady alone walking by.
Do you guys also bleed from your asshole? That should be.
Don't get started there.
I haven't, but I
Hey.
got a fucking. They bought
But
me.
you had colonoscopy yesterday.
Oh, how'd she do?
Everything looks fine. She's got fucking hemorrhoids. I was like, yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Oh, so she had blood. They didn't need to give her colonoscopy for that. They go just open her asshole up.
Well, she was constipated. But
That's why she's got
because you eat
hemorrhoids.
fucking tons of cheese.
She's got hemorrhoids and she's bleeding.
Because you're pushing.
Yeah, you got
Been there a million times.
You know what? No, dude, MCT oil. I got some shit for her.
What's
I'll take a picture of
MCT
it.
oil?
MCT?
Yeah, because I'm on that I was on that carnivore diet, so you don't have any fiber.
Oh.
So you get fucking your shits.
That's the opposite.
Your shits are like pebbles. It's awful. And yeah, you're just fucking into the goddamn. It's like nom.
I used to shit like rabbit turd myself.
Oh, rabbit, man. Just
No,
fucking.
I
Oh, I
never-
got a nice good dumps going on.
Well, it's the fucking it's the beer mix.
She knows what's going on. She hears me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll take
Everybody
a picture
comes-
and send it to her. It changed my life. And you got to get her a fucking bidet. That'll change everyone's life.
Well,
Fucking.
that's for my own good.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I want a bidet.
Oh my God, they got me one for Christmas. No, for Father's Day.
Just one you like attach.
Attach
to
to the
the
wall.
Yep, it's upstairs. Because you don't realize how much you fucking clean your asshole, and that's where all like the rawness and the blood
Yeah.
comes from.
Yeah.
And you just spray your ass. You spray your ass, sprays all the shit off, and then you do like 2 wipes just to dry it. Oh.
Do you still use toilet paper with the bidet? Or
Yeah,
do
you got a little bit, right?
course you
Because
got
you're just drying it.
Well, I thinking, obviously, this is Europe, but in Europe, I don't think they use TP. They just use like a rag after they
'Cause
use
you're
the
just drying
bidet
it.
because you're not really.
Yeah, you already cleaned it.
It's not like you're
Welcome
freaking
to
scooping out a ton of shit.
Yeah, because you already cleaned your asshole.
Yeah.
So you just need to dry it. And by the time after you spray your asshole,
Who's gonna listen to this shit?
this is where it's at, Cheek.
We're already past an hour. All the good stuff we got. We knew you were coming, so we were like, let's.
Are we past an hour? Can you see the time?
I think it says an hour and 3 minutes.
Good. You pinpointed it.
Yeah. Cheek says that's enough of this bullshit.
Well, yeah, no, I'll come back. We can talk about the
Yeah, we
native
got
plant
some more
thing.
shit.
Look at Mark's So Mark's got this list.
Cheek, we got some
Yeah.
writing points here.
Mark's got this list. He's got the dead on here, and then he's got John Mayer with hearts surrounded by it.
Don't make me come on. I'm not coming to talk about shit.
We didn't really talk about the dead. We talked about Bob for a minute, but
We almost made it there naturally.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of cool. And then we were getting into mushrooms.
we got to because we were talking about Bob. We were talking about people with popularity.
Yeah,
and then
fame. People that
people
are
going up to
famous.
Bob asking for autographs, and then
Their fucking roof shingles are coming off right
I just put them fuckers up.
now. No, up there.
I know.
Your house.
Yeah,
You
we
put
just
them
did
up?
that. Yeah, well, no, I didn't do that. Hey, fuck you, you son of a bitch. I put them up last
You
year,
got
and then they
insurance?
blew off. And then fucking some other
Oh.
guy put them up.
you're gonna. So the parade's gonna come through here at
Tonight?
6. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Is there a 6 o'clock parade?
that's what brought
Is it
somebody.
2 to 3?
Somebody sent there was a parade at 6.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's the
Yeah, we got the field
that
days.
was
This is
the
Manoa.
Shenango.
This is the Manoa Fantastic
That was the
Field
Shenango.
Days. They made the toothbrush at the field days.
May-
Anywhere else
maybe
would have
he's
been
getting
the
an Uber
toothbrush.
here.
Oh, good.
He's never gonna make it. The parade's gonna be going.
How's you guys? How was your Memorial Day?
We're good. All right. Well, let's
It's
just cut
pretty good.
this off. All right. Well, thank you guys, everybody. This is fucking Mike. I'm Mark, and we'll see you soon with Cheek. He'll be next. Thanks, Mike.
Your shit don't stink podcast.